Hey y'all, it's your girl Lisel Taylor, and I am here live on What's the Scene. And I just want to get it started early to give you guys a chance to come in because we have the amazing Sherwin Gardner here tonight. I'm so excited. In fact, What's the Scene is coming on soon. We are so to know him on a personal level and get to know everything behind his viral song. I wonder if I should sing for you. Something good could happen tonight.
Evening, everyone.
Hey, hey, what's the scene?
Where's the scene?
What's
Good,
going on?
good. Everything's good.
Yeah, I was just telling everyone that we're so excited to host Sherwin Gardner tonight.
Yeah.
And for those people who don't know, he is a multi-award winning artist and he has that amazing feel good song that everybody has been vibing to for the
Oh,
whole
yes.
summer, right?
Yes. We can't wait to have a chat with him.
And it's gonna be good times and good vibes tonight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're seeing people coming in. Your
Mhm.
sister is here. Hey, Camille.
I was listening to his song earlier, and I'm like, this was a popular birthday song too.
Mhm.
When people are posting, um, posting happy birthday to friends or themselves, they've really used his song for. Oh, can't wait to talk to him.
For birthdays? You said it was a song for birthday?
Yeah, something's good is gonna happen this year. I find I was using that for blessings. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Hey, Shakia. Shakia is here.
Yeah.
And Sherwin is here. So let's welcome him in. Oh my God, he's here. He's here. Get
Yeah.
him to come in. And get him to come in. All right. So I just added him. Love the blonde. Hey, girl. I know it's just a little touch of blonde. Just a little touch. All right. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. He's here.
It's here.
Something good. Yeah. I can't wait. Let me stop singing because I'm not doing the man justice.
Hello.
Blessings, blessings. Hi, how are you?
Love your nights.
Thank you,
I was
thank you.
actually I was actually tearing your song to pieces by trying to sing it, so I decided to stop and wait for the professional to do it, right?
Well, where I am right now, I'm actually in London, so I think it's what 2 minutes past one.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Oh wow, you're in London.
yeah.
Oh
Hey.
We
nice.
we here for I have two shows this weekend here, and also the Premier Gospel Awards as well. So
Oh wow,
yeah,
nice. Well, Carlene, I
We're
feel even more
lucky.
special that he's
Yes.
been taking a moment to chat with us. So thank you so much,
Thank
Sherwin.
you,
and thank you
Sherwin.
guys for having me, man. It's good to be on the inside with you all.
Oh,
When my manager sent it to me and I say, "What is the scene?" I say, "This had to be something to do with Trinidad.
of
This
course,
can't,
absolutely.
this can't be nowhere
Yeah,
else. So what is the
for sure.
scene?"
What did we representing the red, white, and black?
Definitely. Well, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I am a town girl from Portis. I'm from Belmont in Trinidad.
Right, right.
And Carlene, where you
My family's from Haruka.
Oh, you are
Haruka.
my person. So she from
Yes.
more on my side. I'm
Mm-hmm.
from Arima. Yeah. So
I
Mm-hmm.
like how y'all gang up already.
yeah,
I'm a town girl. Okay, let's
it's
gang up
love.
this.
We all from the same place. It's
We
love
all from
either
the
way.
same. We all
Yeah,
repping red, white, and black, right?
definitely,
Yeah, exactly.
definitely.
All right. So we're going to get into Sharon because we know you're a very
Very
busy
busy guy.
guy. And
Mm-hmm.
we just want to get started with we've done some research,
Mhm.
of course, because we wanted to know some more about you, especially since you created that beautiful song. And can you tell us a little bit about growing up in a family that's deeply involved in evangelism and how that shaped your passion for music?
Uh, Definitely. Yeah, I'm from a big family. So it's two sides of the family. There's the Patterson side and there's the Gardner side.
Hmm.
My mom is a Patterson, so her father was the bishop of the New Testament churches in Trinidad. So we born into it. Growing up, my mom being a pastor as well.
Hmm.
My big brother is also a pastor, Russell Gardner. But when I was 5 years old, this was I think around 1984. Um, we were singing for biscuits. So you all know rough tops, right?
Hmm.
So my
Yeah.
journey started with rough tops.
Oh,
Really,
wow. Sherwin, but
because we had a big
on our ages right now, right? So,
yes, yes, man, yes. But I'm proud of my age only because, mainly because it kind of shows the longevity of faith and having faith. How even though the journey haven't always been an easy
mhm.
journey, I'm still here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, we had a family get together, and my uncle had me and my cousins and brothers and everybody singing for Rough Tops, and he heard me sing.
Okay.
At that time, I think I was singing "We Are the World," and there's another old song, and from there, he's like, "Yo, you could actually sing."
Okay.
So they put me to church to sing in church the next Sunday morning. And I always remember this old lady. She passed away a couple of years ago, but she was pretty old at that time. And she came after I sang. So I sang this little song called Jewels. When he cometh to take up his jewels. After I sang that, she put $1 in my pocket and she said, "This is the first dollar for all the blessings God is going to bless you
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
for the rest of your life." So even in school and growing up, I always used to tell people, "Yeah, but that one worth $1." But I knew what it meant,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
right? Sometimes people didn't understand what it meant, but for me, it's like, what she said to me at that time, being 5 years old, is what you did is worth something. I don't
Yes.
have all the riches to give you, but at least I'm going to give you something because it's worth something.
Yeah.
So that's how the journey started. And at that time, from there, I started singing in churches, concerts, because my uncle was very popular, Kennedy Patterson, and Minerva, his wife, used to sing in a group. And those days, it only had Renaissance, it had Peter Regis, um, this pastor who's Pastor Coffee. They had a
Okay.
group. A lot of people don't know Pastor Coffee. He used to sing in a group with his
Hmm.
brothers. They were around in those
Yes.
days.
Okay.
They had a big song too. I am a born winner, I must make it. Nothing can stop me now. I must make. That was their song. So
Hmm.
from there, I just started singing all over the country. And as a little boy, you're singing because you have a gift. Mommy and
Yeah.
daddy have you singing, uncles, everybody. But I wasn't really necessarily, I would say, rooted in it. I was just doing what I was told until I was about 10 years old. And then I realized, well, hey, this is bigger than me. This is
Hmm.
real. And I really owned it because I had my first personal encounter with God or anything to do with God.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't a thing of mommy wanted to sing or daddy wanted to
Okay.
sing. It's more so I knew I was called to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but wait,
It's,
Carlene, that's so amazing. He said he realized his gift at 10 years old. 10 years
well,
old,
he started at five,
at five.
six, 10. Yeah.
Yeah, at 10. Because I'm just thinking when I was 10, I just wanted a Cabbage Patch Kid. You know what I mean? So that is truly amazing that you recognize that you had a gift and you were ready to hone it at such a tender
Yeah.
age. That's
A lot of it too is because as kids, we learn from our environment. So because I'm in the church environment, I would have been
uh-huh.
pulling from what I see and what I know. And we play music. So me and my brothers, I'm from a big family.
Uh-huh.
It's Sean Sherman, Sheldon, Shelby, Shekinah.
Okay.
Wow.
Uh,
So all S,
we always say
all
all
S's.
that. Yeah. So
No
we always
lessons.
say the reason is because he loves sheep. That's why we
Uh-huh.
can explain it.
Wow.
That's all. We don't know why it's SH, but that's what it is. So I'm from a big family, but all of us
Uh-huh.
could play music or do something. You know what I mean? So we grew up in church playing music and being around music and being around that environment. So it wasn't very difficult for me to get involved in it. But I think what the difference from being from 5 years old to 10 years old is you were listening to what they wanted to sing. At 10 years old, now I became what I want to
Mhm.
do. You know what I mean? I start
Yeah.
writing and, you
Oh,
know, creating my own group
it?
and them
Wow.
kind of stuff like that. So it was a whole different ball game from 10 years old. Yeah.
Wow. That
So, so
is
Sherwin, in your experience performing in church at such a young age, what was your most memorable performance that stood out and said, "Oh, I got something here"? Anything that stand
Um,
out?
Mainly, so at 10 years old, I had to sing in a convention in Spectacular Forum. I don't know if you all remember that
of
venue.
course spectacular with
Right.
Doctor.
So it's no longer there, but
Yeah.
at Spectacular Forum, I went to this event and it was a major event that some foreign pastors, different bodies of one church, so it was the New Testament churches came together
Mm-hmm.
for one big event. And at that event, I was singing, um, at that time, His Eyes on the Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
people started coming to the altar, crying and on the floor. Now, I'm big, bigger now, but at that time, I'm a little
Oh
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
I'm smally, near the mic and my face is almost the same size, you know, small. While I am singing, I had a real encounter with the Holy Spirit, I would say, because I felt warm, I felt different. But I knew in that moment that this wasn't just because I could sing.
Mhm.
That made the difference. I realized that there had to be something greater for people to experience the encounter that they experienced through me.
Mhm.
That would have been the greatest experience from there. And then from that moment, I told my mom, well, um, yeah, this is what I'm called to do. You know what I mean? So I understood the purpose of it. I understood that now I have a mission, I have something to accomplish. So it wasn't because, you know, some people kind of get carried away because you have a beautiful voice where you can sing.
Mm-hmm.
So they just focus on that. For me, I just realized, well, hey, if people could come to God through what I do, then it's bigger than just the voice. It have to be something greater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's such a
As the church say, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So that was that experience for me at 10. Yeah.
awesome.
Sherwin, I have another level of respect for you too. For the fact that you're recognizing all these gifts and talents that you had and even, experiencing the Holy Spirit at such a young age. Right now I'm just sitting here like, wow. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Just Cam
Yeah.
said he had a message and people were listening for sure.
yeah,
Right.
he def-
Right.
Hmm.
yeah. So one thing we read about you is that your debut album was released when you were just 17 years old, right? What was that like stepping into music in the music industry at such a young age?
Well, it's crazy. See, for me to explain that, how much time we have on this interview?
As much time as you want.
Listen, I'm actually in the process of doing a documentary for it as well, right? Because the heritage and the culture of it is.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
I don't know if you all remember, I mean, I don't know how long you all left Trinidad, but if you remember around 1999, well, would have been before that. So, early 90s, there was something called the Kiskadee
Oh,
Caravan,
of course. I was still
right?
there. Charlie left. I was still there.
Right. So the Kiskadee Caravan was the first true dancehall and reggae
Yes.
movement in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Right before all the Trinidad and all these different little things like that, they were the guys doing it. And going to school, I went to Five Rivers Junior Secondary, and then I went to St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive. So going to school and hearing a lot of reggae and dancehall, even though I was doing contemporary growing up as a little boy, I fell in love with reggae. But I started to incorporate, when I write music, I started to incorporate Christian lyrics with the reggae beats. So we used to take the beats
Mm-hmm.
from secular songs and then write Christian songs. Now, at first, bringing that to the church was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The pushback was unreal. We go to churches and they say, you can't sing this reggae thing, all those kind of stuff. So at first, it was a very difficult journey, but my mom, shout out to my mom, always backed me because of the lyrics.
Yes.
And one thing I learned very young, I talking about, right? a lot of people don't understand how far back we started this. I was 12 years old doing reggae and dancehall,
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
right? So at that time, Sizzla and Anthony B now coming out.
Okay.
There wasn't fully up.
Yeah.
This is how far back we gone. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're still at the Garnet Silks and you're still in the reggae. So I used to be in school singing hooks and guys like Bungie Garlin,
Mhm.
Tico Angelo, so a lot of the big people. But Bungie was around almost around the same school time. He just went to a different school. They were
Mhm.
doing clash on the streets and stuff. So I learned from that era of dancehall and reggae and just used
Mhm.
that in the church. So I started traveling from 12 years old. So my first trip would have been in Antigua and
Mhm.
Mhm.
Barbuda because at that time we didn't have social media, we didn't have anything. All we had was when churches come to Trinidad
Yeah.
for like camp or they come for all the churches come together from different islands, they
Oh,
would see you and then we would sing
conventions.
and then they invite you to their country and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So that was the tool used. And in 1997, there's a young man by the name of Jamie Thomas who came out of Party Time, who won Party Time with his
Uh-huh.
group, and he came to St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive and saw me and put me on something that he had called Vibes.
Mhm.
So he had this thing in upper level club called Vibes. That I'll give you all a joke. So imagine this young boy. I grew up in church. I'm a customer. I have my own band at that time
Okay.
because I'm a church boy. You know, we have musicians, we have band. I already singing all over Trinidad.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you go places, churches like, no, you don't want it. But then over time we realize, all right, if we put drama, because the key to this at that time, what I learned was all people needed to understand was the message. A lot of the more mature people, not the older ones, the more mature
Mhm.
ones, didn't understand what we were saying, so they didn't like it. When
Yeah.
we added drama, the
Mhm.
drama caused them to now be able to follow the message and they received it a little bit more. So that was
Okay.
one of the key things we used to do. So when Jamie came, Jamie brought me on the vibe and I couldn't use my band,
Mhm.
so we had to put the tracks on cassette. So I come from hardcore, I come from pull up, selector, and all of that. Even though I was doing gospel, I was pulling up and stuff. And I remember the
Do
first
it.
Praise
You
time
real
I
showing our
went,
age, right? You
yeah,
real showing our age.
first time I singing Vibe, I
Yeah.
didn't remember that it was a cassette. So I singing and the crowd go wild and I said, pull up. And I had to wait for them to rewind the cassette.
Oh no.
It was, so I told Jamie, I said, Jamie, let me tell you something. You see, after this, don't call me here unless I could bring my band. Because when we do it, we have to do it right. Me,
Yeah.
I had to talk, and the guys were like, what is pull up? Pull up? You know? So I had to teach them all of that. So yeah, we come from really, really far. So at 17, I was pretty ahead in terms of I had a lot of songs, a lot of music already. I was already traveling. I've been to Grenada, St. Lucia, all over the Caribbean already. You know, so at that time I was kind of ripe for an album. And then, other groups started to come in the scene like Melchizedek Order, Broadway Boys from San Fernando. You had other people who was doing gospel, dancehall, and reggae. I started to meet people from Bahamas and all over.
Wow.
Started to go to Jamaica and then started to connect with people from Jamaica. So I kind of like just got really, I blew up from there. And in 2001, I got signed to Lion of Zion Entertainment with Christopher, and that was my first taste of the world. So I started to go to Africa,
Mhm.
Wow.
Australia,
Oh, wow.
uh, we went to Germany, France, Amsterdam, and then we started to travel the US from
Amazing.
2001. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
wow. I love that. Yeah. Wow. And one of the things I love that you brought up was that your high school days, your senior comprehensive days.
Mhm.
So how do you think your music has inspired the youth in our Caribbean community, in regards to connecting them with Christianity, especially when you say stuff like pull up
Pull up.
selector.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, because of where I come from, I meet it all the time, right? It happens to me all the time, and it's sometimes weird when you see people around your who look like your age say, "Man, I grew up on your music, bro.
Yes.
Like you get me through school." You know what I mean? I meet people all the time who say that. So I think that what we did was needed at that time. There's a lot more, and it's a lot more easier for the artists now to be able to sing gospel, reggae, and dancehall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could just do it. In my days, it was pushback after pushback, doors closed. But I think that God knew that some people just have the strength for something, and some people are just built to be able to break down doors. Because I didn't, I was technically a little rebel, and when I say rebel, from a Christian standpoint, so I wasn't one who
Rebel.
was ashamed.
Uh-huh.
From this perspective, I
Yeah,
wasn't ashamed
yeah,
of God.
yeah.
So even in school days, nobody could make fun of me just because I am a Christian artist or something. Or
Hmm.
I wasn't a follower. You know what I mean? If you're rolling with me, know you're rolling with church boy. You
Yeah.
can't be cussing. You can't be wilding up yourself and stuff because church boy are wrong. To the point whereby my friends eventually start being like, "Young Gardner here, calm yourself, don't be cussing." You
Oh,
understand? Because they knew what I represent. Me and my brothers, we would go on the football field, and once the three church boys there, because three of us used to be the same age, come to play, everybody else is young Christians and them there. You understand
yeah.
me? So the language changed,
Uh-huh.
which is really a great testimony that they were able to see that, and then we wasn't feeling like we had to be hiding or pretending or stuff like that. So I was a rebel in that sense. I was a rebel in the sense that once you give me a mic, I go on. You know what I mean? Like when I saw Marshall at the Caribbean Music Awards, and Marshall, and I was talking, and Marshall said, "You was a rebel from a long time." Because, I knew why he said it, because I don't know if you remember in 2000, the year 2000, I think it was, he had something called Real Unity,
Yeah.
the concert, and I was the Christian artist who opened for him in
Oh,
Real Unity. I started right before Marshall on
what?
his show, and the church was, "He shouldn't be there.
Yeah. I
Taylor,
remember it was
run!"
papers too. It was big bacchanal.
The big
I
bacchanal,
remember.
big bacchanal. I was on the
Big
papers for that. I was. They talk about it on all the radio stations.
bacchanal.
Gospel shouldn't. They shouldn't sing no gospel
Yeah.
tune there. Blah blah blah. Then the stage fall, and then the same people turn around and say, "I was so happy that the people were able to hear the gospel."
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's just people's nature. So from that perspective, I was never afraid to go into different spaces or places to spread the gospel. It doesn't matter what it was. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So and to one of the things that I always remember from that Marshall situation, JD have a testimony. I don't know if you all know JD. He's on Sky 99.9 right now. He
Yeah.
used to be a soca artist.
Hmm.
And the first place he saw me sing was at Real Unity. And
Hmm.
that what brought him to Christ.
Hmm.
So sometimes people don't know that the position or the places that you go sow seed into people that you don't even know that. We met this guy in 2004 right here in London. I got invited to one of the biggest churches called CCC.
Hmm.
And I met everybody saying, "This guy want to meet you, this guy want to meet you." So he came, and immediately when he started to talk, he was speaking Trini. So I said, "Yo, what are you doing here?" And he said, "Man, I just wanted to say thank you because I was at the gate at Real Unity coming in, and you were singing a song called Seek the Most High." He remembered the song.
Wow.
And I turned around and I left the concert because I was feeling so convicted. And then I came to Bible school, and now I am the youth minister
Wow.
at CCC. So he was responsible for bringing me there, and I never even knew.
Wow.
And all of that was tied back to that same thing that everybody say, "You shouldn't be there." You know what I mean? So you never know. You just have to if you hear God's voice and you say God tell you to do something, that's what you have to do. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
And
So
that's what you
Sherwin,
called a perfect example of divine intervention. A perfect
exactly.
example.
Definitely,
So Sherwin, you
definitely.
talk about pushback. You talk about people didn't like the rhythm and the dance hall to the music, to your gospel music. What was your writing process to send those messages out to the world? Like, what's your writing process? Do you have a you pray? Do you get in a corner? Where does that
So,
message come from?
so this is gonna be interesting, right? Y'all getting the real tea here. So a lot of people don't know. From So when I was 13 years old, my brother was a barber, and then when I was 13 years old, I started to cut my brother's hair, and then I became the village barber. I grew up in a village called Brazil Village, small village. So that's how I used to make money to go to school as a barber.
Mhm.
A lot of the songs came from barbershop conversations.
Wow.
Mm,
Talking to guys while they get their haircut. When you're in a village, we in a village with multiple religions, multiple beliefs. You all know Trinidad. We have Hindu, we
yeah.
have Baptist, we
Mhm.
have Seventh-day
Mhm.
Adventists, we have the spiritual Baptists, we have all different type of stuff, you know. So a lot of my major songs when I was younger came from those experiences.
Mhm.
So I didn't have a process where it was you go and you pray, you know, it's just like I had this pact with God,
Hmm.
right? If it
Mhm.
is I hear a melody in my head for more than 2 days, it's a
It's a
song.
song. Mm.
With the song.
So if something come to me and then the next day I can't remember it,
Mhm.
then it wasn't meant to be. That's just me and God. That's my thing.
That's a
Not
good,
everybody can do that. And
good way.
I don't really write on paper per se. Everything is developed in my head,
Oh
you
wow.
know. So I can't remember the last time I write on paper. So
Wow.
normally I just I'm in the studio. Like even right now, I'm here. My mic is here. Everything is here. You know what I mean? While I travel on the road, because if I get a song and I realize, well, yeah, this is in my head 2 days. I want to get it out. I'll start working on it. Since I was younger, that's just how I do it. So majority of the songs are birthed like that and birthed from experiences. You know, I saw something today while I was walking and it was very interesting and it's still in my head. So I already know if I wake up tomorrow and I hear that in my head, by the time Monday or Tuesday when I get back home, I'm gonna play it down. Yeah.
All right.
I love that because that means God's talking within you
Yes.
and you're
Right.
listening and you're writing
I love
for the people.
that. Yeah, and I want to piggyback off of that. So your two huge singles, which has gained the most popularity, Over Me and Blessings Find Me Here. Is that what happened? Like the songs, those were two songs that were in your head for like 2 days and you had to get them out?
Yeah, most definitely. So for Over Me, so Over Me is one of the recent hits still, right?
Yeah.
So that's still more of a recent hit. Now, this is the craziest testimony with Over Me, right? Both songs, Over Me, two of my biggest songs were written in Brooklyn
Mhm.
on Flatbush.
Wow.
Flatbush Avenue, red, white, and
Yeah.
black. Here we
So,
go.
so So I have a song called "Because of You," which is my mom's testimony because I'm a miracle child. My mom was sick when she was having me, and they told her she had to abort the baby.
Wow.
And she said, if God give life, he could take life. And that song came from Flatbush. And then this song, "Over Me," I went to New York for an event, um, and I remember uh, walking from this was a little way by the Target up to Cape Avenue where my uncle is. So that would have
Mhm.
been a good 15-minute walk. People who close to me know I like to walk because I hear a lot of stuff when I walk. So I didn't
Okay.
mind the walk, right? And while I was walking, um, I was reflecting on 2018. 2018 was a huge year. That's when I first got signed to I made the same label I'm on right now, which is Type Cut
Congrats.
Records.
Congrats.
And I was living in Brooklyn. So while I was there, I was walking up Brooklyn and I start saying to myself, when you see me, no bad mind or envy because you don't know my testimony.
Mm.
Because I was remembering walking every day down Flatbush, passing the King's Theater,
Uh-huh.
passing
Mm.
all these places and saying, you know, one day I'll be able to minister in these places. One day I'll be able to sing in these places.
Uh-huh.
And
Fun.
in my mind, over me was just saying like, people seeing the little success that I have or the success that I have because I'm doing it for so long, I'm doing it for 40 years. And they don't know how much things I had to go through. They don't know how many doors was closed when I was younger, when I couldn't show up. Imagine driving from Arima to Point Fortin and then the pastor say, you all can't sing in this church because you're all singing reggae.
Uh-huh.
And you had to drive back to Arima. You
Uh-huh.
understand what I'm saying? Nobody ain't paying for the gas. Nobody ain't paying. Those are the kind of things. So a lot of stuff that was happening, basically, I started to walk to Flatbush and saying, you don't know. So I'm shining, was me speaking life into what is to come. The goodness of God over me. So now, even though I've been through all of this, I'm saying, Lord, over me, all your blessings are going to fall over me. So that was the start
I
of
like that.
what happened with the other song. So right after that was like August of 2023,
Okay.
right? And I just put it out, and I was gonna put it out independently, and because how my deal is with the label, I can choose what I want to send to them. So I was gonna put it out independently, and the Lord told me, "Hey, go to the label. You have something here." I went to them, and then I ended up going on a church cruise with my wife, and the president of our label, was on the same cruise. So he came to the cruise, and we had a good conversation. And he was saying, I know you're involved in church because I was the worship leader at Barnabas Harvest Church at that time, and I know you love what you're doing, but you need to have some new music. I mean, you need to do something because a lot of things are going to happen in 2024. Um, and for that, I was like, Lord, I'm comfortable in church. I didn't really want to do an album or anything like that. But I listened because we had a really good conversation, and he told me some inside information of what some of the things that would have happened in 2024. So I started this song that was a very popular song, which is the current single, which is Praise. It's a song from Elevation Worship that we got the clearance for very late. So I started that song at the beginning of November, finished it at the beginning of December, sent it to the company because you have to get clearance. And the company said, "It's Christmas, come back in the new year." So I was really disappointed because that is what I really wanted
Put it
to
out.
put out for the
Yeah.
new year. That was supposed to be the New Year song.
Yeah.
And from September to December, every time I finish worship lead on a Sunday, I used to say, after I pray, something good is about to happen for you. That's how I end
Uh-huh.
the prayer. In mid-December, I started waking up and I'm saying, Lord, what am I doing? Like I need a song, I need something. And then I start telling myself something good is gonna happen.
Oh.
One day, my wife and I, we always cook on a Monday, right? So we cook on Monday nights and we sit down after she come from work and I come from work and we eat together. And I remember having the conversations about what we're doing and different things like that. And then the next morning I woke up, which was December 23rd. I started to hear something good is gonna happen in this year. And I am grateful that I made it here. That's all I heard. And I said, all right, if I hear this on the 24th, the same way,
That's it.
That's
we
it.
were upstairs on the 24th. It wasn't even on the 24th, good. The whole night I sleeping and hearing this song. So the morning I wake up, I went upstairs, I recorded that part, and then I was on my way to work listening to it, and I said, "Hey, yeah, I need to fix something. So then I added blessings gonna find me here. Favor gonna find me here. I recorded that part, and then I said something missing because I always go back in the car. And then the next day, Christmas Day is when the Lord said, "You need to put money. Speak what you
Yeah,
want."
yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, "Nah, boy." I say, "God, Nah, but you
Nah,
can't.
boy,
We
you got
from,
You
we
that
won.
one,
I
from,
nah,
like
boy.
that.
yeah, we from Trinidad, but you know them people and them do be, if I say money in a Christian song, me as a Christian, I have to say money. How much? All this I tell God, and I say, how much licks you want me get? I don't get so much lick. I go get more lick. You understand? And then I say, nah, but let me just listen. And I put it. So I did it one time. I did everything. I did the video and I put it down. And I said, all right, that was it. Now, I actually honestly forgot about it until I was on church on New Year's Eve singing. And after I finished the last song, and I said something good again. Remember, I'm saying this
Yep.
every time we pray. Then the Lord say, "Hey, you have this song," and I watched the time. It was like 10:45
Mhm.
in the Bahamas, which would have been 11:45 in Trinidad. So I just wrote up a little something saying thank you for the year and whatever.
Mhm.
11 o'clock, I posted it. So 11 o'clock, I posted it in the Bahamas where I live, and that would have been 12 o'clock in
Heard of
Trinidad.
that. Mhm.
I didn't even study that. It wasn't something that I felt like was going to go viral. What I thought was going to happen is I would have had a little snippet that would have done okay enough to hold me over until these people clear
Mhm.
the other
Mhm.
side. That's all it was, you know. So it wasn't from a place of, hey, it will go viral or this will happen and all of that, you know. And then I woke up the next morning to a crazy day.
Really?
A when I say crazy day, it was the craziest thing because, you know, the 45 kicking, because you all see me wearing glasses here right now. With
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these glasses, I can't read them comments.
Yeah.
So I'm a graphic artist,
Mm.
so I'm 2020 from afar, but from close, I can't see nothing.
Mhm.
So all I know is that I see TikTok red, and I've never seen red before, meaning only notifications on TikTok.
Oh.
Because I was new to TikTok. I
Mhm.
only started TikTok like about 2 months
Mhm.
before that. So I only had like about, I think I had 999 followers at that time because I wanted 1,000.
Mhm.
Because 1,000 is how you're going to be able to stream
Yep.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I wake up and I say, I pick up my glasses, 20,000 followers.
Amazing.
Wow.
This little clip already done reach
Uh-huh.
about a little over 30,000 views. So I said, what is really going on here? So, but you know, at 20,000 views, he ain't really thinking
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. By 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it was 100 and something thousand
Oh,
Wow.
views,
wow.
right? I called one of my friends, another artist who I'm close to called Positive. I say, Positive, is that guy this song going viral?
Mhm.
Positive say, going viral?
It
Mhm.
Bro, doctors, lawyers, teachers, and gangsters have that on the WhatsApp status. That song is.
Oh.
I say, wow. Now, this is, we now about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
mm,
By that time, we done already done, by 6 o'clock in the evening, it done 500,000
Wow.
wow.
views. This is still January the 1st. So I did, which is the next thing, which is important, and especially for creators who out there who really understand how this goes. You have to be prepared for everything.
Mhm.
The next step for me is that this was only 46 seconds. It wasn't a song. It was
Mhm.
a little clip. It was my social clip.
Mhm.
It was just a clip for the social media. I went upstairs and I finished the song.
Oh,
Mm.
wow. Okay.
Finished the song, and immediately at about 11 p.m., I sent the song to the label. And I said, guys, I noticed this song is going to go viral, and I finish it. This is the cover, this is everything. I want you all to play it in the DSPs because at this point, we cannot see how far the song goes because it's neither DSPs,
Yeah.
nothing.
Mhm.
It's just a clip on social media. The original audio is what is taking off and going across the world, right? Label said, all right, let's monitor it. So they reach out to their distributor. Let me tell you how crazy this world is. Tuesday, the 2nd, I had a call from the UK on my personal phone. I don't even give out a number.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the man get my number. The man say, hi, how you, man? I just wanted to talk to you. You know, I'm from Sony Records, and I wanted to talk to you because I don't know if you know, but you have a song that is going viral. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know I have a song going viral, but he said, no, you don't understand. He said, what you're seeing on your page is not even a little
Wow.
of where the song is. I said, what do you mean? He says, so at this moment, you just crossed a little over 50 million views
Wow.
across all platforms. Now, this is January
Second.
2nd.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm saying, I asked him, so I don't understand what do you mean by that? Because he's saying you could see your page. You're not seeing all the other creatives who took the audio and then using it on their page. And then he started pointing me to people. There's this guy in South Africa, he had 15 million views. There's another guy who was in another part of Africa, had 25 million views.
Oh,
So
Wow.
different people in different pockets was using the audio and already done gone
Mm.
far and wide. Now, it's not a DSP, so we can see it yet. So he asked me what's my situation. I told him what my situation is with the label. He said, let's set up a meeting. I give him the email addresses. He emailed me. By that evening, Columbia Records had reached out, Universal had reached out, Island Spice had reached out. All
wow.
these labels found me. I didn't have to go to anybody. I didn't
Mm.
have no conversations with anybody. Everybody found me. Everybody came. I don't know how they did it. All I can tell you is when something happening for you, they're gonna find
You
it. And
found
they
out.
found
Yeah.
me. And by the Thursday, we had the Sony meeting. Um, Sony came with a beautiful plan. And by that Thursday night, my label, Tysker Records, their distributor is ADA Warner. Warner countered that plan. And by that Thursday night, called my mom, called my family, and I said, hey, guys, this is what happening. And I ended up going with Warner. And the main reason why I went with Warner is because Warner was the only people within their plan didn't want me to change anything with regards to what I believe, or didn't want to have any kind of creative control. Because for
Yeah.
them, if this song already going viral as is, we didn't need to do anything. You don't need to take
Absolutely.
anything from it. You don't need
Yeah.
Yeah.
to this is just
Yeah.
who you are. So just be who you are and do what you're doing. And then from then to now, we having this conversation months later,
Wow.
and honestly, the song is actually trending again right now
Yeah.
as we speak. So going
I
into the
think
new
it will
year, we know
trend
that it
every
will.
year because that sounds like a New Year
And
song for people.
right,
Yeah.
right,
It'll
right.
be
So yeah, so
trending
we know that
every year
coming
going
into the
forward.
new year, it's gonna trend again too as well.
Yeah.
So that's basically how that happened. And there's so many little things that happen within there. So many things I learned, so many things that I'm excited about. Not just for me, because my whole life was never about showing only. I've always brought people along on the
Hmm.
journey with me. And even if you listen to my speech at the Caribbean Music Awards,
Hmm.
um, people have to understand that I'm not the only one. You understand? For me, it was very difficult being there because I realized that if the song didn't go viral, Caribbean gospel music would not have been represented at the
Hmm.
awards.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
And it's not like there's not a lot of guys who's doing things exceptional. You know what I mean? They actually have really good guys who doing Caribbean gospel.
Hmm.
So it's just a matter of I see this as maybe God just using me as that vessel to now kind of uh,
Open that door.
yeah, for everybody else,
Yeah.
which I'm accustomed to. Yeah.
Wow.
I like the fact that you were walking on Flatbush for 15 minutes every day, passing King's Theater. And this year you won an honorary award at the Caribbean
King
Music Awards.
And
Yeah,
That's a
and
performed.
feat
that
right there.
And
that is
performed.
And performed, yes,
God.
because
That
you
is
sounded absolutely amazing on stage because we were there too. So
Thank you.
that is so amazing. But to see that you were passing King's Theater, now you're on stage performance and in the message, and you're receiving an honorary award as well for the
Yeah.
Gospel
Yeah.
Award honorary. Yes, that's
Yeah. So if we didn't say
Yeah.
congratulations, we're personally congratulating you. And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
you welcome. And one of our guests, one of our visitors said, come walk on Toronto in Toronto. You'll get plenty inspiration there. That was your
But
sister. Your
I'm
sister.
actually due. I'm actually due in Toronto. I have quite a few promoters who reaching out to me, but I haven't been there for some time. I think the last time I was there was '09.
wow.
Mm,
Yeah, 2000 is a long time. So I know that if I'm going, I just want to make sure I go with the right one, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because as you can see now, a lot of people, a lot of new doors are open, you know what I mean? So, and then even recently, shout out to you, well, you all work with my manager,
yeah.
Indigo,
Shout out to
is
Indigo. Thank you, Indigo.
Indigo.
Hey,
yeah,
Indigo.
yeah, definitely. Some a lot more bigger things are happening. You know what I mean? So I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, you all should see me in Canada soon.
Great.
Definitely in 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
there.
yeah. And then one of the things you mentioned, going back to your song, greater things to come in your musical journey, because blessings gonna find me here, right?
Mhm.
Right? We stick it
Right.
to that,
Right.
right? So can you give us a hint of what we can expect in the future? We're not gonna tell anybody, we promise.
No, we listen. Right now, I'm one of those artists who are very prepared. You know, I have a lot of music. We have the EP is going to be dropping in the early half of 2025. So um, that would be the first EP for 2025. We're probably going to drop two. I have enough to do three albums, to be
Wow.
honest with you.
Oh wow.
But there is one song outside of the collabs, because I have some major collabs coming that I thank God for. You know, I remember the days when I used to have to beg and pay for collabs on
Mhm.
different levels. Now people are coming to me, so I'm
Mhm.
like, God, yo, this is a real scenario. But there's one particular song that we have coming that for sure is going to be the next blessings find me. You know what I mean? But you kind of know when God give you a
Mhm.
song, you know, because this one is one of them. Even the response from it, from just friends and just the people who hear it is like, yo, this is you? Like, what in, what in the world? Like, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
know that is a good song. That's the goodness of God because um, the my, my board, my scrubbing board, I would have to say with regards to songs is my wife, right? My wife is very try when it comes to music. If I could get her to move emotionally
Uh,
for one of my
uh,
songs, God, listen,
uh,
I will feel like God is coming.
uh,
Mm.
Sometimes I send her songs and she's just like, yeah, man, good job. And I just like, everybody else is like, yeah, but it's bad, right?
Mm.
Because I don't like yes men. I love the fact that she's not a yes man. She's be like real. When I sent her that song, she actually messaged me back and said, "You was feeling this. This is hot." And I,
You get
I
a
look
little
at the text for a few
more.
minutes and I say, "You okay?
yeah.
Everything okay?"
You want to make sure that's your wife, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but I could tell. You could feel that it have an energy. It have a vibe that a lot of people would probably use it as their anthem. It's that kind of song, you know what I mean? And that's all the grace of God. And to be honest, I had to tell her it was written from a place again where I was going through some stuff and dealing with some stuff, and especially because now I'm no longer working at the church. I'm 100% music now, so I'm my
Nice.
own. So you know,
Bless
this is something you
you
have to be
here.
working hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as one day I was just like, yo, I wonder if you're sure you make the right decision and that kind of thing. So that song came from that place. It came. So when I was on that mic, I she was right. I was feeling it. I was writing from a place whereby, yeah, I was telling God, listen, I have something to tell you right now.
Mhm.
You gotta make this happen, you know, and you could feel the energy of it coming out. So yeah, plenty music, and I think one of the things that I've always wanted to do, And one of the things we're going to be working on next year is not just a musical stop in the islands.
Mhm.
I'm want to be able to have enough connections. I know a lot of people now to make educational stops in the island.
Mhm.
Now, the island have a lot of talent, a lot of great people with great ideas, but they don't have all the educational tools to take them to the next level, nor do they totally understand how to use the social aspect of those tools.
Mhm.
So I'm actually putting together a team to do a tour where we're gonna come to your island, we're gonna do a show, but we also really want to sit down with the creatives.
Mhm.
Right now working on getting people from TikTok, getting people from Instagram, getting different managers and different people into the islands where they can share. This is what people are looking at now because the music business is changing. You don't really necessarily need labels. You just need the
Mhm.
knowledge. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you have the knowledge and you have the right tools, you will be able to do a lot with what you're doing. So that's one of the key things for 2025 that I want to do. Um, Educational stuff. Because for me, the next generation is important. I'm not going to be doing this forever,
Yeah.
but they're going to be young ones who have the talent and just need to know, hey, what do I do from here?
All right. And one of the things you mentioned, because we have to ask, we can't help ourselves, is you have some amazing collaborations coming up with some artists. Can you share
Mhm.
this all? Once again, we promise not to tell anybody.
Yeah, I can't share. I
You can-
can't share the names. Mainly because when we say major, we mean major.
okay.
This is the best way I could put it to you. From actors who sing
Oh, wow.
to singers who act. That's the
Okay.
best
All right. So, Carl,
I can.
we have some research to do
Research to
after
do.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. You're
And I'm
gonna
gonna
figure it
text
out.
you to
Well,
go like, is
one of
this
them, one of them that we're working on right now. He's an amazing guy. That's the most I can give you is a guy, and he is a very good actor, but he's also an amazing artist as
I
well.
think I
And uh, it's Afrobeat gospel song. When we sent it to him, I was like, yeah, let me hear what he come up with. But
yeah.
when he sent it back, I actually messaged him and I say, bro, you have an anointing enough. Like you need to know that you have an anointing
Uh-huh.
because this is not just you singing. Because he does R&B and different things like that, but this is not. This is anointed. You know what I mean? So yeah, he have a vibe. It's gonna be a big song. Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
So
So what advice do you give to inspiring gospel singers that want to infuse different musical styles?
Um, the key thing, and this is a lot of times people tell me this is really deep, but I have to. I can only tell you what worked for me,
okay.
right? And the main thing is relationship, right? Now the three of us here are from Trinidad, and we do that interview for the first time. So while I'm speaking to you all, you're feeding off of me and asking me questions, and we building a relationship based on that.
Yes.
The more knowledge you have of something or someone, is the more you will be able to speak on behalf of that thing
Hmm.
with confidence. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, if I ask any one of you all, what's my favorite drink? You can do a lot of research, but unless you have a personal relationship with me, you won't be able to answer
Mhm.
that question because it's definitely not water. So if you choose water, that would be zero. So you understand what I mean? But the person who have a relationship, they're gonna say, yeah, definitely. If you're gonna get him a drink, his first drink of choice will always be a Red Bull. Always. That's just the
Red
people
Bull.
close to me
No,
know,
Colleen,
right?
no, it's Red Bull.
Oh.
Red Bull. Red Bull.
Right. So it's the same thing with our work as Christian musicians. We do it back to front. We study to be, we study to have the best producer, the best this and the best that, but we never have studied to have the best relationship with
Mhm.
God to
Mhm.
hear and to get the song. Now notice even with Blessings Family and all the other songs, everything I said, I said to the Lord God, you sure you want me for money, boy? I given him a little pushback, but I have a relationship with him that I
Mhm.
could have that conversation. I was able to hear something good is going to happen in this year, and good things that I was speaking and now coming to pass. The All these things are based on that relationship. So I would say to anybody who in like just say in tune with what you're doing, don't try to use logic because many people message me and like, yo, what is the remedy to go viral? Stay close to God. That's the remedy. You understand what I mean? Because I was able to hear from him to write the song. If you can hear from him, you're gonna get a song. You're gonna get a song, and not it wouldn't be just you saying, "All right, if I write, pop your hand, wave your rag, jump on, and if I put this here, this could work." Or if I say, money is my blessing, that will work. Or you're trying to figure it out, or you're trying to figure out all these tweaks when you never actually just decided to consult with the one we singing on behalf of. So if you have a relationship with God and you know God, and He's the one because there's so many people who just singing surface level things because they have an understanding of God, but they really don't know God. They don't really have no conversation with God. There are some people who don't even go to church. They don't even read the Bible, but they're singing gospel. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? For me, it's not that. For me, it's just like the closer you are, I would say tell any artist, take some time. You know what I mean? Ever so often, I take some days, pray and fast, go in the closet, separate myself from TV, from social media, just to stay connected. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. There are things I be struggling with still, but one of the things is, even in those times, I can go back and say, Father, Lord, listen, this hard in a way. Because there's some people you want to cuss. You want to cuss for real. You want to say, yo, you're stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Some people get, but because we're human, but at the end of the day, I just had to go and say, God, give me the peace, give me the patience to deal with this, give me the grace to deal with it. And all that is based on one thing, relationship. So for any upcoming artist, make sure that you stay in that secret place that you can hear from him. Because all these songs that I get in, all these new songs, the new ideas, the different things that are happening, a lot of it is based on the fact that I'm connected.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, when you have that kind of relationship, absolutely with God, anything is possible.
Impossible. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what, Sherwin, this has been such an amazing conversation with you. So thank you for talking to us. But before we let you go, our audience, how can our audience keep up with you and your ministry?
Definitely. You can follow me on Sherwin Gardner Music. That's everywhere, or sherwingardner.com. And yeah, right now, we get a lot of people coming in with different bookings and stuff like that. But yeah, you can connect with me and let's keep up to date with the music. We have some big things coming. We're going to be dropping a new single soon.
Okay.
We just contemplated which one, so you all listen out.
Yeah.
It might be the collab or it may be another one, you know what I mean? So just look out for it. I'm going to be stopping in quite a few cities soon. I know we're in Nashville next week. We're in New York, we're in Nashville, we're in Belize, Guyana.
So we don't care about those other states. What about DC or Toronto? Bye. No DC.
DC, I hold your fingers crossed because I think New Year's we would be in Maryland area. Yeah, so we'll be in the DMV.
Yes, that's my area.
Oh,
and what
cool.
about
Toronto,
I didn't realize that.
2025. So
Toronto
I'll look out for the 2025
2025?
dates.
Yeah, to be exact, April, I think 2025
Ooh,
is when we're looking
Eastern
at for
time.
Toronto. So
Yeah.
yeah, around Easter time. And then look out for 2025. We're gonna be doing one of the biggest things in Caribbean gospel in the US ever. So something huge is going to be happening in the US, not just for me. Even though it's going to be my show, it's something that I'm doing that would be a blessing to the Caribbean diaspora. Humongous, and we just hoping that everybody come out and support because it's something that I know that one day I would be able to do it, and I think God has finally made the way.
Wow.
So yeah, we're looking out for that too as
Yes.
well.
So make sure you include Carlene and me. What's the scene? Because we definitely want to be there to support.
Yeah,
Indigo, listen,
definitely.
Indigo got you all.
In the
If there's one thing with her,
and
she's
these are
definitely gonna make sure.
Indigo, you heard that. Sherwin
Indigo.
approved. Sherwin
Yeah,
approved.
yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man. No, but we need all the support from all outlets as possible. You know what I mean? Because I think it's necessary and important for the positive message,
Mhm.
the Jaronist, the Samuel Medias positive, Kevin Dunswell, Jamin Edwards, all these voices that we have from different islands who doing Caribbean gospel, DJ Nicholas, everybody. I think it's important for those messages to go out. We've been doing it for a very, very long time. Sometimes I laugh when I hear um, some of the DJs in Trinidad, these young DJs will say, "Oh, this is the dancehall. We are the big dancehall. We've been doing dancehall since 1990." Some of y'all wasn't born.
Yeah.
You wasn't born when we were doing it. Like so, trust me. There's a lot to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said this,
You know,
this is
it's
definitely your
definitely your season. It
season.
is definitely your season, Sherwin. And
Yeah,
Sherwin,
and the same person I saw, I was watching. She said Rotimi as her guest
that
for the song.
For
guest
the
too.
Um,
collab.
oh,
For the collab.
that was your guess?
That was my guest too, Rotimi.
Yeah, y'all will hold the fort, man. One
It's coming
soon,
soon.
news coming soon. Yeah,
All right, so Sherwin, before you tell us bye, you definitely have to take us out on Blessings Gonna Find Me Here because we need that after such an awesome conversation with you tonight.
definitely, definitely. And I hope I don't wake up my neighbors, but I'll still sing it. Something good is gonna happen in this year. And I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared. And I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here.
Woo.
Say, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them that favor gonna find you here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I said I'm only gonna find you here. Oh yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find you here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. That's it. Thank you guys for having me for sure, and I'm looking forward to greater things in the future.
Of course.
And yeah, don't forget to follow Sherwin Gardner Music. It's Gardner. No additional nothing. It's just Gardner.
All right, thank you. And we want
We
blessings to
appreciate it.
continue to follow you, Sherwin. This is definitely your
Thank you.
season. And you're always welcome to come back and talk to us if you have that collaboration that everybody wants to know about. I think it's Rutimi. What's your guess, Carlene?
I don't know. I'm just excited to hear it.
I see somebody in the comments say Will Smith as well. All right, so
Will Smith.
plenty
That's
guesses
a good
there.
one. The
Plenty
Will Smith.
guesses. Plenty guesses. Yeah, we'll get to the Will Smith stage one day. Don't worry, man. We getting there. We right
You're right.
there. We at the edge of it.
Thank you
Well, good
so much,
Yeah.
night,
Sherwin.
Sherwin. Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
everyone who
amazing
tuned in.
performance in London. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time
God
tonight.
bless.
Have a good night. Bye.
You too.